Ethan and Hyla Klein are named defendants in a new lawsuit. Their housekeeper needed time off for hernia surgery, and they fired them.
Of course they did. They would rather use their company funds to pay for everything rather than suffer personal losses when they do something wrong and to reap the rewards when the channel does good.
She suffered a hernia at work after being their housekeeper for some time. When they found out she needed surgery and would have to take time off work to recover, they axed her 2 days later without notice. That's illegal.
We had like a babysitter who was with Theodore, and she had to leave abruptly because she thought her family was burning alive. She go, excuse me, Mr. Klein.
She doesn't have an accent.
I thought their downward spiral couldn't get any worse. It got worse.
That part about her being fired because of the hernia surgery is 100% fabricated.
Ethan, you got some splaining to do. Hey everyone, hope you're doing great. It's been a crazy week so far with all the drama coming out that I've covered between Ethan Klein and Hassan. Not sure with the content you're gonna know, but with the nuclear fallout from it, where a bunch of people are reacting to it. I think most of them are typical. Like people who support Hassan, like Denims and Frogan, they will of course criticize the video heavily. But anybody else will say that there are a lot of valid points behind it. Oh, and there was this funny thing where there was a potential debate being hypothesized between Ethan and Hassan, and Asmongold volunteered as the moderator for it.
Hassan wants to debate as a reply though? Yeah, no, and if Hassan and Ethan want to debate, if they want a moderator, I'll do it.
Yeah, no way at all. However, now we gotta cover something else, because I've woken up to a lawsuit being opened against Ethan, as well as Hyla and Teddy Fresh, as a matter of fact, the company they own. In summary, before I go into more detail about it, it was filed by the housekeeper who alleges, reminder that they were fired because of the time off they requested from a hernia surgery. Now that sounds bad, real bad. However, we have to remember to be civil about this, because it is just a lawsuit, and we don't have the necessary full arsenal of evidence to say, if this is true or not. So I'm gonna go over some short bits of the lawsuit that I can understand and paint the story that a housekeeper is claiming happened, as well as Ethan's side of the story, and see what he has to say. So like many of the stories, the way I found about it was on YouTube drama, and it blew up once again. Anything against Ethan, will get massive upvotes, which it did in this case, 3,000k actually. My God. Anyways, yeah, it has 4 pages, but I've seen someone on Twitter give the link to the whole thing. However, I'm just a commentary channel. Most of this illegal dribble will go in through one ear and out the other, so I don't get it. However, if you open up this first, I'll read at the opening page, right, this one, and then I'll go to section 8 right here, which is the real meat and potatoes, the real story of being fired over a hernia surgery. Also, fuck Reddit, like I hate this layout. When you click on open image in new tab, you want the most clean layout. What is this shit? This header, this bottom. Oh, this came from YouTube drama. I know it came from YouTube drama. I clicked on it. So anyways, if you scroll down, we have the plaintiff, Elizabeth Border, and then the defendants, Teddy Fresh Incorporated, Hyla Klein, and Ethan Klein. And my God, they went for like the whole arsenal of complaints. I'm not sure which one was the being fired wrongfully. Oh, right here, section 8. I think most of this before, in the beginning, was like how they run, bad stuff behind the company, like how they use funds from Teddy Fresh, for their own benefit. Like they take money apart from profits, for their own self-gain, for stuff like that, I believe. Again, like, the real part I care about was this section 8, and I'll get you in just a second. So then, yeah, a lot of gibberish. My God, bro, when I was reading most of this, because I want to see, like what was the real heavy hitters. Most of it was like just dribble, like I said, just boring stuff that made me, like almost go to bed. But anyway, the real part right here, section 8, let me zoom in. Section 8, here we go. Plaintiff served as a full-time personal housekeeper to the clients beginning on approximately December 16, 2020. She was well regarded during her time with them, and fulfilled her job duties without issue, including cleaning the house, doing laundry, making meals, regularly performing errands, and grocery shopping. During her employment, plaintiff suffered from a hernia in which the clients were aware. On June 18, 2024, Plaintiff learned that she would need surgery for a hernia. The very next day, June 19th, at 10 a.m., she notified Mrs. Klein that she would be needing time off of her hernia surgery on July 19th, 2024. Additionally, she told Mrs. Klein that her doctor expected her to need a month to recover, but if she felt better soon, she would return earlier. On June 20th, plaintiff placed a call to Karen in Teddy Fresh's Corporation Human Resource Department as she was having a problem with her time card login. She notified Karen by voicemail on that date that she'd be going out for surgery on July 19th, and her doctor expected she would need a month to recuperate. Shortly thereafter, on June 20th, only 2 days after plaintiff notified her employer that she needed time off for her hernia surgery, Carrie Bish, Department of Finance, whatever, called plaintiff to notify that her employment was being terminated and that she did not need to return to the house. Days later, as Bish attempted to have plaintiff sign a release, which plaintiff declined to sign, plaintiff pressed for a reason for her termination. Mrs. Bish responded that her employer was going a different direction and referenced a problem she had with the client's nanny. This reason was pretextual. Defendants terminated that plaintiff because she requested time off for hernia surgery. Plaintiff has exhausted administrative remedies by filing a charge with and receiving a right to sue letter form from the California Civil Rights Department. So there you go. Again, most of this stuff, who cares? If most of this stuff is really bad, them using company money for their own self-gain, that's bad. But at the same time, them firing their nanny for having some time off, that's really bad. That's the real meat of the story. That would be really shitty. Also, I want to say now, I know a lot of people that when they make a lawsuit actually against a company, they don't go for just one minor thing that they had an issue with. They go all out with everything wrong. The employment minimum wage not being 100%, them taking money, shady stuff, nepotism, all that stuff. I bring that up because in this story, it feels very similar. Again, I'm not gonna shut down this case because this woman might be in a right to sue them if something bad happened. But it just reminds me, that another lawsuit I saw before where there might have been an issue with it, but it felt like an extortion of money when they went out with everything, all the issues, and that's only a bad thing because it's very clear that the person filing it wants money and that's it. They don't feel wronged because something bad happened to them. They just want that good paycheck of $1 million. Like I said before, I go over Ethan's explanation or his side of the story for what actually happened. We said our former housekeeper was fired for being horrifically rude to our boy's nanny, constantly calling her fat and asking when she gained all her weight. So automatically, right off in the beginning, completely different story. When you read her statement, in the lawsuit, it sounds like a very nice woman that was fucked over, by her boss. But first sentence already, first paragraph, my god, what a piece of shit, calling someone else fat. I gave her so many warnings, hoping that she would just stop, but she didn't. She was part of our family, and we treated her like it. I tried everything to salvage the relationship, but her conduct was inexcusable. This is all documented with HR, which hopefully makes it an easy matter to settle. So that was another thing. If it went through HR, then that reason of, being a pretext doesn't really stand up. If it went through HR, then they would be like, okay, we need a good reason to fire her. They're not gonna be corrupt, to make up a bullshit reason. They would do the job properly and find a good one, not some pretext reason. I'm not sucking up to Ethan. I'm just saying, if that part is true about it being documented with HR, then that would make the whole process much easier and prove that this lawsuit is a little bit of bullshit. It feels extremely violating to know that someone that close to our family can turn around and do something like this. The part about her asking for time off for her hernia surgery and it being fired is 100% fabricated. So this was one reason why I want to make this video, because you have on one side you have a lawsuit that sounds insane, but on the other side, the person being sued, they're saying that it's fabricated and it's just a bullshit. Regardless, of what stance I have, on who's telling the truth and who's right, this story by itself, not being opinionated, it's insane right off the bat. Anyone that knows or works for us knows that it is not something we would ever do. I care deeply for all of our employees and do everything in my power to do right by them. She tried to shake us down for a huge amount of money, which I immediately declined, knowing our innocence and refusing to ever concede people like her. So there you go. That's his side of the story. The last thing I want to cover is the, 'cause I don't want to be too biased and say like, oh, Ethan's right, because like I said, with a lawsuit, I can't say, I can't, jump ship immediately and say who's right, because I've barely seen the evidence at all, it's just testimony to this point. But also, unlike other people, they are so biased that they believe this automatically. Like go down through this and you will see like the most malicious people that believe this 100%. Like this first reply, they commingled the personal funds with Teddy Fresh, and then they fired the housekeeper because she needed hernia surgery 2 days after letting them know. Oh my god, dude, I love this picture, so it's so funny. When the corporate veil is pierced, oh my god, dude, I fucking love reaction images. Of course they did. They would rather use the company funds to pay for everything rather than suffer personal losses when they do something wrong and to reap the rewards when the channel does good. Okay, like also by the way, that was another thing I realized. If there's one person that would know the most about, funds being withdrawn from the company, why would it be the housekeeper? Like, is she going to like the meeting? Does she have like a record of all like the finance stuff or the documents? I mean, she might, I don't know, but like, it's a very bizarre background for her to have access to that kind of stuff, and alleged as well in a lawsuit. Also, she suffered a hernia at work after being the housekeeper for some time. When they found out that she needed surgery and would have to take some time off to recover, they axed her 2 days later without notice. That's illegal in California. That's illegal. I love that video. And they are cooked. The post below shows a video of them mocking the nanny. There's more information about the lawsuit in the following post of the thread. That was another thing as well. You have this video, which by the way, I think the video is funny actually. Let me watch it real quick.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. Then there was like fires in LA when we got home. We had like a babysitter who was with Theodore, and she had to leave abruptly because she thought her family was burning alive at 1:30, and I'm like so tired. I just got out of the shower. I'm about to go to bed. She goes, excuse me, Mr. Klein.
She doesn't have an
I'm not racist. I like funny accents. That's funny. He does it pretty well actually.
It's a fictitious story. Excuse me, Mr. Klein.
She sounds normal.
Excuse
me, sir.
Goes, excuse me.
And they have a clip of Mobility Mary in the background. That's awesome. Yeah, believe it or not, I've seen this clip. It doesn't change my opinion at all. Like, it's a lawsuit and I don't know the ending. You show me this clip, it doesn't change my mind at all. And also, by the way, it's funny, so go suck it. Jesus, that clip is really gross. Not only mocking the nanny for being worried about the family, but also doing a very weird, vaguely racist accent for some reason. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Yeah, I mean, like, I want to be like that guy, be like, oh my god, you don't like dark humor? But yeah, it's just simply a joke. Also, what bearing does that clip have to this lawsuit? Like, oh, he did a racist accent to his nanny back like 5 years ago, because like this is the old set for the podcast. Therefore, if he's being racist to his nanny before, then that definitely means he fired her for bullshit reasons now in the present, like last year of 2024. Like no, I don't see the implication in that. Sorry, what the fuck is this? And the way that Hila pushes back on the accent by saying she talks normal is especially ironic coming from someone with a non-American accent herself. What exactly is normal to her? The fuck are you on about, dude? I'm sorry, but like, I remember hearing before like a brigading from some of the subreddit, and people on this subreddit say like, oh, they came from the H3 subreddit. But like, I'm reading through this, like, how does he have like nearly 200 upvotes and it's just saying like he has an accent? What? Also, again, like this one, nearly half of the actual post itself has like the same amount of upvotes, like half of it, and also has an award for just saying that it's illegal. But at the same time, like I said, with a lawsuit, you can't just say like automatically you think it's true. Like, we haven't seen the evidence at all. Like, if it was some like gay club shithole drama on the internet and we can find some clips about it, then yeah, that would make a more clearer, objective story. But we don't have that at all. Like, who the fuck knew about the Teddy Fresh nanny about this from last year? Nobody. One of the complaints is failure to pay state and local minimum wage. Does that mean Ethan and Hila were paying her less than minimum wage while working for them? Or is it just part of the complaint because he was fired due to a hernia and so not paid anything? I have no idea, honestly. Like, that's probably like the one decent question from this. Like, instead of believing it outright, they question, for their own knowledge instead. Oh my god! But then followed up by this one. Remember, even Klein is someone who casually spends thousands for moving purposes, but can't pay his housekeeper. the hubris you need to have to believe this stuff, like right off the gate, this has to be studied, like actually, like for a social studies case for a uni. On page 19, it says that a housekeeper sometimes worked before and after her scheduled hours and was not compensated for it. So technically, it falls under failure to pay state and local minimum wage. Her hourly wage was $30. Mother, she was eating good. What the fuck? I mean, that's probably, like nothing in California, but dude, over here, that'd be an insane amount. Fuck off. Okay, there you go. That was it. Wow, that was crazy. That is crazy, chat, crazy. Now, like I said before in the beginning of the video, this is just simply being alleged. That's it. Just because someone filed a lawsuit doesn't instantly mean that what they said happened actually happened. Of course, with that said, if you can come forward with evidence of that, like if it was a lack of reason cited on her papers for termination, then yeah, that would help her case. But at the same time, even they saying that this all went through a HR manager, a job that literally specializes in this. So we have to wait and see what they have to present. Also at the same time, like putting that to the side, how malicious are these people on r/YouTube drama? Like some of these replies I read was so funny. With stuff like this, like they see it, they read it, and they automatically assume the worst from it. Even a toddler would like recognize the uncertainty with lawsuits like this one. But yeah, overall at this point, just like many tacky stuff I've covered before on the channel, I've always been wary of lawsuits because like I said before, unlike controversy on the internet, all the evidence we need lies in the possession of the parties involved. So I can't really assume, what they have or don't have. If more info comes out, I will let you take a look at that. Potentially.